Court meeting, May 24, 2021, 5 p.m., Courtroom D, McCracken County Courthouse. And Madam Clerk, will you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Jones?
Here.
Commissioner Bartleman?
Here.
Commissioner Parker?
Here.
Judge Clymer?
Here. First up, the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent?
So made.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't go through all the, I guess I got in a hurry. And yeah. Commissioner Bartleman, you offer the prayer, please.
Let us pray. Father, we just thank you for the blessings of this day. We thank you for the opportunity we have to gather together in person, Father. We're just so glad we can get back together to hold these meetings in this format, Father. Pray for our first responders out there who are keeping us safe in this community. We just appreciate all the work they do. We appreciate their families for giving us of their time so that they can make the community safe. Again, we just ask that you be with us as we conduct the business of this county. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
All right, stand for the pledge, please.
Allegiance to the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now let's see the consent agenda.
It is ordered to approve the consent agenda for the May 24th, 2021 McCracken County Fiscal Court.
So made. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. That carries. Budget transfers.
I'm sorry. It is ordered that the necessary cash transfers in the amount of $1,280,000 be made in order to pay county bills and payroll approved May 24th, 2021.
So made.
Second. Is that high because of expenses for the road department, or?
Well, we have two payrolls that are going to fall in between this meeting and the next meeting, so I have to cover both of those.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. That carries. Accounts payable.
It is ordered to approve the vouchers claims register from May 10th, 2021 to May 24th, 2021 to show county bills in the amount of $852,934.08 were paid.
So made. Second.
Discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. That carries. And the discussion, first up is codify. I'm going to start off with that.
Sure. You want me to talk? All right. Okay. Well, appreciate you putting it on the agenda. Last Friday we got good news, in that there were several private industries that announced support for what's called the first 50K grant, and I believe we are in a position tonight to fund another 50K grant, which hopefully will result in 4 50K grants that will be administered by Sprocket and a company called Codify. I think each of us have had an opportunity to meet with and interview Dr. James Stapleton, who is the founder of Codify and is running this program. The program is receiving applicants of software companies from around the nation, some in other countries, who want to receive this first $50,000 grant and move their locations to Paducah for a year, where we'll have an opportunity to convince them to stay, and they'll have an opportunity to be coached by Dr. James Stapleton, who is kind of become known as the coach everybody wants in a software company in this region. So I would, tonight, we have in our budget in a fund called the Local Government Economic Assistance Fund, which is a portion of coal severance tax. It's for economic development. It's generated by coal and minerals that travel through our county. So I would move that we appropriate up to $150,000 of the Local Government Economic Assistance Funds to Sprocket, Inc. for the purpose of, number one, paying for one of the first 50K grants as part of the 2021 First 50K Grant Program operated by joint venture with Sprocket, Inc. and Codify, Inc. Cost $50,000. Number 2, paying up to $55,000 toward the $110,000 Codify administrative coaching fee associated with the First 50K Grant Program. And 3, paying up to $45,000 toward the furniture and fixture purchases necessary for the creation of the co-working space. The county judge is authorized to make such payments and to execute such documents and memorandum necessary to complete the purpose of this appropriation, and that payments will not be made until Sprocket Incorporated has executed the memorandum of understanding. That's my motion.
I'll second that motion.
Any discussion?
Let me ask you a question. Does Codify need to be in there somewhere, or just Sprocket? Because some of that money goes to Codify, or is Codify's agreement with Sprocket?
Yeah, as I'm understanding, Codify's agreement is with Sprocket,
Okay.
so the money will pass through Sprocket. I will say that the estimate for the furniture fixture is significantly more than $45,000. I think I saw an estimate of up to $150,000. So there's going to be more need. We haven't taken care of all the need. It's my understanding that KEDFA is planning to support, hoping to support. I don't know that they voted, but their leadership is going to ask their board to support the program as well. That's the Kentucky Economic Development Council.
Hopefully, too, there could be money left over in the build-out. Maybe that could help fund some of that. And I know they're still trying to get private donations to help fund some of those things. Are we going to have to revisit this if the other $55,000 is not raised for the administrative fees? Will we have to revisit this?
Well, I guess that possibility is there, but hopefully not. Hopefully there will be other entities that pay toward the program.
And is the administrative fee the same if there's 2 new industries or 4 new industries? Is the administrative fee the same, or is it less if there's fewer than 4?
I think it's the same, so it would be almost a waste of the overhead to not have 4 funded.
We've got several that have applied.
I should have said that, yes. I think as when we met with Dr. Stapleton, already 90 have applied. They ran this program similarly in Cape Girardeau last year, and 148 companies applied for 4 grants.
So we're right on target then with them.
Yes, sir.
That'll be some economic development. Well welcomed.
Any other comments, discussion? All right, got the motion. Did we get it down, or you got it down in writing? Okay, I thought I saw you following through on that.
Well,
Do we need to
Commissioner
repeat it,
Jones
or we
sent it
good?
to me earlier.
Good.
Commissioner
Good.
Jones sent it to me
Okay.
earlier.
Everybody good on the language of the motion then? Okay. All right, then, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. That carries.
Commissioner Jones, I appreciate your leadership on this issue. You've been an advocate of this since the beginning, and you've helped to educate all of us on the benefits of this program, and I think it's going to work well. It's going to be an investment that by October or November, we're going to have results of new industry in Paducah, Kentucky, and I appreciate your leadership on it.
Thank you, Bill.
Yeah, good job. Let me throw in, just for a moment under the discussion, Mr. Doolittle and I had a very productive meeting, I think, with the city, with the mayor, city manager, the finance director, Mr. Perkins, on 911. I think we're closing in on finding a way to fund that, and we've got a lot of details to work out, but I think we're closing in on that. We also discussed the sports complex, and I think we've made very substantial progress on that. I believe the city's poised to come forward on the sports complex, and I don't foresee that there'll be a big move approved tomorrow, with possibly in 2 weeks, I think we might be where we want to be. So hopefully we can get that done and get strongly underway for the sports complex to keep going forward. All right, then we've got court orders.
It is ordered that the judge executive is authorized to enter into an agreement with Kentucky Energy and Environmental Cabinet and to execute the 2021 Kentucky Waste Tower Management Program Agreement authorized under KRS 224.50-880.
So made.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. That carries.
It is ordered to pay the McCracken County Clerk the fiscal court portion of the motor vehicle and boat accounts for the county. The Department of Revenue certifies that the total number of accounts as of January 1, 2021 were 76,432 for McCracken County. The amount due the McCracken County Clerk is 15 cents per account for calculation and making the tax bills, for a total of $11,464.80.
So made.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, aye. Opposed, no. That carries.
It is ordered that the treasurer is authorized to execute the on-site service agreement with health and wellness professionals for biometric screening events and pay travel fees of $180.
So made.
Discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. That carries.
Sir, item D on the public agenda has been withdrawn.
Now, we've got to do a little bit of just some tweaking on that contract. We should have it ready by next Monday. Humane Society. E,
It is an ad pay system in the sheriff's office for deputies and other employees be amended to include as shown on the below table. This replaces the $4 per civil paper served system that has been in place since the 1980s. It is further ordered that the look-back period will be 6 months, and employees qualified by the sheriff will be paid forward 6 months. Based upon the number of civil process papers served, the pay will be adjusted every January and July of each year. Civil process server ad pay, look-back period, previous 6 months paper served, 10 to 20, a rate of 5 cents. Pay forward annualized $104, a half a year is $52. 2140 paper served, 15 cents. $312, or half year $156. 41 to 60 papers served, 25 cents. Annualized $520, half year $260. 61 and over, 30 cents. Annualized $624, or $312 for half year.
So made.
Second.
discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. That carries.
It is ordered that $29,900 be paid to Barclay Regional Airport Authority, same being proceeds from motor vehicle rental tax for quarter ending March 31, 2021.
So made.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. That carries.
It is ordered that an annual standing order be approved for the pre-approval of recurring expenses for utilities, telephone, payroll, debt service, and employee health benefit bills for fiscal year 2021-2022.
So move.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. That carries.
It is ordered that the cable franchise agreement is amended pursuant to ordinance number 2005-10, and as a part of same, the following is set forth. Whereas on or about June 8, 1992, McCracken County, Kentucky, hereinafter county, enacted ordinance number 92-2, known as the McCracken County Ordinance for the Regulation of Cable Communications, authorizing the grant of a non-exclusive cable television franchise. And whereas on or about June 12, 1992, the county granted a cable franchise, hereinafter franchise, to Comcast Cable of Paducah, Inc., which is now held by Comcast of the South, hereinafter Comcast. And whereas Comcast timely filed a request with the county to reserve its rights to the formal process of renewing the franchise pursuant to the provisions of the Cable Communications Policy Act of 1984, Cable Act. And whereas the franchise was subsequently extended and will now expire on or about May 31, 2021. And whereas the parties are in negotiations concerning a renewal of the franchise, utilizing the informal procedures set forth in the Cable Act, and the parties desire to extend the current franchise term to facilitate renewal negotiations under state and federal law. Now therefore, 1, Section 5 of the franchise is hereby amended by extending the term of the franchise from June 1, 2021 through the date on which Comcast franchise is either renewed or until and including July 31, 2021, whichever shall first occur. 2, except as specifically modified hereby, the franchise shall remain in full force and effect. And 3, County and Comcast hereby agree that neither party waives any rights either may have under the franchise or applicable law.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
This is just extension while negotiations continue, right?
Negotiations are getting close to done between our attorney and our cable attorney and Comcast. We just couldn't get everything written prior to get ready for this month. They've substantially agreed to most terms. We've had a few telephone conferences. I expect we'll be introducing the ordinance this month.
Are there any issues in those negotiations that we need to know about, or?
Yeah, so there will be some policy decisions, particularly as it relates to how we want the fee to work. We want to, historically we just had a fee on cable TV channels. Then the state forced us into the telecom tax. We now have the option of going back to that. There'll be a policy decision that will have to be reached, though actually the way it's being structured, Comcast is going to go back and forth to decide which one suits us best. We just got to provide them with some notice of that. That has worked out pretty well. And then a lot of the changes have to do with just changes that have happened at the federal level and the state level that are getting incorporated into the agreements, and also the fact that we actually have a cable ordinance, and lots of communities don't. Where we put everything in the franchise and not have an ordinance out there. So they've tried to press that issue with us. As you can see, our agreement with Comcast is not exclusive. We could have other utilities, cable providers trying to put stuff in our rights of way. And so we have a uniform set of rules that we use for that. Not that that comes up at all.
Yeah.
We'll have plenty of time to decide those issues, won't we? I mean, we won't be handed to them and have to make them in a couple of days, will we? Have plenty of time to discuss them.
All right. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, no. That carries. Resolutions?
It is ordered that resolution number R 2021-13 is hereby adopted and enacted, with such resolution being necessary to set forth the written determinations of this court with regard to the disposition of certain surplus county-owned tangible property described as a 2014 Hustler X11 2TR mower having a serial number of 1405467 0802 sub 4 sub F. The mower will be used as a trade-in on a 2021 Skag Turf Tiger 2 37 horsepower 72-inch deck mower from Little Tractor and Equipment Company. This mower was acquired by the county for use by parks management personnel and is of such an age and condition it should be upgraded. Said resolution expressly authorizes the judge executive to execute all documents necessary to effectuate transfer of said mower.
So made.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, no. That carries.
It is ordered that the designating resolution, Resolution R 2021-14, designating the Paducah-McCracken County Industrial Development Authority, Inc., as McCracken County's Industrial Development Authority to receive Tennessee Valley Authority, TVA, funds under the Regional Development Agency Assistance Program is hereby adopted.
So made.
Second.
Discussion.
What's this do? What does this do as opposed to C?
Two different resolutions.
Yes.
Two.
Do
Oh,
you-
this is the designation? I thought we'd already done that. Are we just doing that again for this year?
I think Nora consulted with the Department for Local Government, and they still wanted one. I kind of felt like the interlocal agreement sort of made a permanent designation, but the law seems that we still have to make an annual designation, even though we've designated that specific IDA. So that takes care of one of them. The other one is for the actual financial amount for what they want to spend it on.
Okay, now I'm clear. I guess, so we've already done, we normally do that around September. We're doing it early.
Early.
Okay. Got it. Sorry. I'm in favor.
All in favor, aye? Aye. Those no, that carries.
It is ordered that the authorizing resolution, Resolution R 2021-15, authorizing the filing of a Regional Development Agency Assistance Program, RDAP, proposal grant application for up to $164,429 in RDAP funds for debt service for the Ohio River Triple Rail Industrial Park and building located at 401 Kentucky Avenue with the Department for Local Government is hereby adopted.
So made.
Second.
Discussion.
Just note, this is about $10,000 more than the amount in the interlocal agreement. And we have about an extra $50,000 in that account with the RDAP folks. So we're going to use 10 of it and just go ahead and,
Correct. We've got money on account, if you will.
but for those who are keeping score, this is an extra $10,000 that the city doesn't have to match.
Ain't leave city alone.
Just in the Brady Bunch negotiations, I just want to keep that track. All right.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, no. Carries.
It is ordered that the designating resolution, Resolution R 2021-16, designating the Paducah-McCracken County Industrial Development Authority special purpose government entity to receive Tennessee Valley Authority funds under the Regional Development Agency Assistance Program is hereby adopted.
So made.
Second. All right, so what's the difference between B and D?
This one right here includes the SPGE, the special program.
Okay.
Again, Nora talked to someone at Department of Local Government, and these were their suggested way of doing it. I think we did, when we weren't doing that, we were kind of home growing them. We did them a little bit,
We did.
little
yes.
cleaner, maybe.
Yes. Steve Irvin said that they asked them to use specifically these four forms that they supplied.
All right. I guess I'm going to have the same question with E and C because it looks like E and C are the same, but I guess the answer is going to be the same. So.
Yes, one just includes the SPGE language and the other one doesn't.
Okay. Well, I'm for both of them.
Any other discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, no. That carries.
It is ordered that the authorizing resolution, Resolution R 2021-17, designating the Paducah-McCracken County Industrial Development Authority special purpose government entity to receive Tennessee Valley Authority funds under the Regional Development Agency Assistance Program and authorizing the filing of an RDAP proposal grant application for up to $164,429 in RDEP funds for the debt service on the Ohio Triple Rail Industrial Site and 401 Kentucky Avenue building with the Department of Local Government, and authorizing the Paducah McCracken County Industrial Development Authority Special Purpose Government Entity to act as the authorized correspondent for this project is hereby adopted.
So made.
Second.
Discussion.
I have a question. Wasn't the rent on the 401 Kentucky Avenue building going to pay the debt?
Well, it contributes to the debt. What we ran into is the statute with the RDAP funds only permits those funds to be used for certain things, and the city didn't want to let go of its match until we had to let go of these funds. And so this is a way to let go of all of the funds so that the city can feel good about making its match. So it will be up to the board of directors of the IDA to, then they'll receive that rent and they'll use it for some other economic development needs. Is that all right?
Anything else? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. That carries.
It is ordered that resolution number R 2021-18, approving the list of roads that are in the county road system, with said list being Appendix A attached to the resolution, and the list of roads that are not in the county road system, with said list being Appendix B attached to the resolution, is hereby adopted. And I'm sorry I left those 3 words off of the written.
So made.
Second.
Discussion.
Should we read the list of roads?
Oh my God.
No, I'm joking. It's
Funny guy. Other than reading the list of roads, any further discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. That carries.
Yay.
Here we go. Sit back. Relax a minute.
Pursuant to KRS Chapter 67, the first reading of ordinance number 2021-05 shall be conducted in summary format as follows. McCracken County, Kentucky, McCracken County Fiscal Court, ordinance number 2021-05. An ordinance setting and establishing the proposed fiscal year 2021-2022 operating budget for the funding of all McCracken County governmental operations prepared in strict compliance with the mandates of Kentucky Revised Statutes, Chapter 68. The action taken by the present ordinance is required by Kentucky Revised Statutes, Chapter 68, and is carried out in strict compliance with the same, after detailed investigation by the McCracken County Fiscal Court into each separate activity of the county and necessary funding requirements for the provision of the same. A proposed county budget is now prepared and submitted for approval of the Fiscal Court, with expenditure allocated to budget units as classified below. General Fund. General Government, $4,861,483. Protection of Persons and Property, $1,192,045. General Health and Sanitation, $463,863. Social Services, $50,000. Recreation and Culture, $852,832. Airports, $123,983. Bus Services, $11,000. General Services, $1,138,910. Contingent Appropriations, $500,000. Fringe Benefits, Employer Share, $2,151,459, for a total of $11,345,575. Road Fund. Roads, $3,287,863. Capital Projects, $412,423. General Services, $5,000. Fringe Benefits, Employer Shares, $735,541, for a total of $4,440,827. Excuse me. Jail Fund. Protection to persons and property, $5,405,965. General services, $14,000. Fringe benefits, employer share, $2,514,676 for a total of $7,934,641. Local Government Economic Assistance Fund, Social Services, $200,000 for a total of $200,000. State Grants Funds, Social Services, $28,075 for a total of $28,075. Federal Grants Funds, Social Services, $90,184 for a total of $90,184. Sheriff Fund, General Government, $3,790,818. General Services, $9,000. Fringe benefits, employer share, $2,251,374 for a total of $6,051,192. Economic Assistance Fund, General Government, $570,000. Contingent appropriations, $10,000 for a total of $580,000. Juvenile Justice Fund, Protection to Persons and Property, $35,000. Contingent appropriations, $10,000 for a total of $45,000. Transient Room Tax Distribution, Recreation and Culture, $1,920,737. Contingent appropriations, $402,276 for a total of $2,323,013. American Recovery Plan Act, Social Services, $6,353,340 for a total of $6,353,340. Debt Service Fund, Bonds, Courthouse, $245,981. Tax Anticipation Notes, $5,390. Other county liabilities, $2,089,462. General Services, $1,100. Contingent appropriations, $500,000 for a total of $2,841,933. Grand total of all funds, $42,233,780. It is hereby certified by the McCracken County Fiscal Court that the present summary represents an accurate official statement of the main points of and contents of ordinance number 2021-5. Ordinance number 2021-5 shall be available for public inspection in its whole and complete form in the McCracken County Judge Executive's office during ordinary business hours.
So made.
Second.
Any discussion? Steve's got some summary information there.
You guys want me to move? So you want me to move?
I think we can see.
Okay.
I can see it. You see it?
So all the words that Vicki used, the most important parts of it distill down to really our operating funds and what those funds collect and what they spend. This year's budget will have 13 funds. For years and years, we've had 12. We're adding, I guess we've already created this fund, haven't we, Pam? 84? Already created, and it's going to show up in a budget amendment this year yet. But we have 13 different funds, but most of our activity takes place in these 4 funds: the general fund, the road fund, the jail fund, and the sheriff fund. The first line is each of those funds does generate revenue. And I kind of like to work from almost the bottom up here. So you can see we're presenting the sheriff fund as being flat. It's been flat for Pam's detail sheet on revenue goes back to 2016. It hasn't changed very much from what we're showing you since then. The jail this year we budgeted just a little over $4 million. And it looks to me like we're going to end up with more like 3.5 million. So we're going to use that as the basis of the revenue for next year in the jail. Road fund, we're pretty exact on that. That's most of the money, the source of it comes from gasoline tax that comes to us from various pots from the transportation cabinet. But the road fund is going to, we believe, very accurately be that number. It looks like a sizable increase for the general fund, but that's not really the case. It's just more normalizing what we already have. That does not assume or plan on there being some tax increase. There won't be one. It's really, this will be the first fiscal year where we'll get 4 full quarters of the insurance premium tax. And there were some other revenue sources that we've been downgrading the last couple of years because of COVID, and we're more normalizing those. We've been collecting close to that amount anyway. So the total revenue that will come into the county will be $29,775,000. I'd really like to do these things where we are really extremely conservative on the numbers, but when you get onto the appropriation side, we're actually trying to be more realistic about what our revenues are. Let me see if I can push that up. That look better like that. Then for appropriations, you can see from the top down, the general fund, we'll see a 12% increase, the road fund a 7% increase, the jail a 4% increase, and the sheriff's fund a 9% increase. Let's take them again from the bottom. It's probably easier to understand that way. Almost all of this is explained by the adjustments you've been making to salary, and then those salary lead to additional payroll costs in retirement and FICA. So that almost explains all of that, because we're really not doing anything programmatically substantially different. The jail, 4% looks awfully reasonable, and it too is almost all explained by salary increases. The road department, that's 7%, that's almost all in blacktop. That increase, we haven't been spending all of our blacktop money. We will come to spending, close to spending near normal compared to what we've been in the past. And the 12% here, it's a little misleading. Yes, we have a number of things that led to some additional spending in the general fund, but a lot of that was going into contingencies. And also, as we increase these funds, because they make less money than they spend, we have to do what we call fund transfers from the general fund into these funds. So it looks, as you increase money in the sheriff's department, it causes increased spending in the general fund as we transfer it out. It looks kind of funny, but that's how it is. So we sought over the weekend, as Pam and Vicki and I were in here, to get the revenues and the appropriations very, very near balanced. While we're showing, some overall increase in spending, there are some notable things in there. Our retirement costs are going up 12% again, and we'll top $3.4 million this year, and you can see how that breaks down. Most significantly, 1.2 million planned in the jail, and 1.1 million planned in the sheriff's department. Biggest increases in the road department have to do with blacktop and rolling stock. If we plan to make those purchases, we did include funds in the general fund for some improvements to Carson Park. We have some increased support for outside agencies. Of course, we have a Riverport grant match out there. We don't know if that will happen or not, and some handful of salary increases in the general fund. While we're not putting money into the economic development fund because of the asset sale and other things that have happened in economic development, the economic development fund is extremely well funded. So if we have something come up during the year in terms of economic development, we have access to a pretty healthy fund balance. I don't know if we've ever had a better fund balance in economic development. When we look at how our fund balances are improving, it certainly comes from the structural changes we've made on the revenue side. It also comes from, we don't typically spend all of our budget. That's definitely true in the general fund, typically true in the road fund, has been significantly true in the jail fund. Last year they were $650,000 under budget. The sheriff fund, we they're very operational and fully staffed, so we tend to use most of that fund, but we will get some carryover that will come from the other funds. When we add in and put it all together with debt, the picture changes a little bit, but nothing to get too excited about. Yes, we do make money from the debt fund. The $753,000 in revenue will come from fund transfer from the general fund, will come from the city of Paducah for some shared debts, Murray State on a shared debt. Is that it, Pam? Mm-hmm. So we do have some sources that come in besides money we put in that comes straight from the general fund. But you see, we'll expend out $2.8 million in the debt fund. So while that looks unbalanced, the budget is balanced. It has to do with double counting some of the money in the general fund. Questions?
When we have a carryover in like the jail fund or a fund, do they carry that over to the next year, or does it go back into our general fund?
So it depends on the non-operating funds, like economic development, LGEA. We keep debt. We keep them TRT. We keep them in those funds. Road fund, sheriff, jail. We can do either. I think we actually left a little bit of money in jail fund last year because we knew we're going to putting it back in. I think we had a little bit of surplus we just left in the fund.
Yeah, we have to leave something in the fund because of the way our cash transfers work, because they start having payroll right off. There has to be money in the funds to cover that. So we have to leave some money sitting in those funds to roll forward.
If it was anything huge or significant, we'd sweep it back to the general fund. But that doesn't always happen. Any other questions, concerns?
Will you share the copy of that with us?
Yeah, sure will.
Email to us.
I had it in a document. I can just send it out.
Okay. Good job. Okay, all of you.
Thank you. Y'all worked all weekend. Thank you. Or you used to work Saturday.
He worked all weekend.
You worked all weekend. Thank you. Thank you, Vicki. Thank you, Pam.
Any other discussion?
Nope.
Good.
I think we've been talking about this budget for 4 or 5 minutes.
Okay. So we need to vote to approve this as a first reading, right?
Yes, sir.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. That carries. Executive session, is that where we're going? Do we have any, I don't know anything we have for executive session. Don't know anything? I don't do it. All right. We go home? Motion to adjourn?
So mate.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, no. Sure. Carries.